As I look to the horizon, not a cloud, but then stormy weather's go too cold. Seems like it crept up out of nowhere, all around you is not what you foretold. You never see it coming. You see that my mind is too fast for eyes. You're done, but the time is hit you, you're not surprised.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is DSP News. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here with Snort Burnell, Dspgaming, denying a 4K television. Apparently someone wanted to donate one to him. Whew. New Twitch rules don't affect me. We'll find out in a little bit when it comes to this whole fundraiser situation. And apparently a new PS4 Pro was bought for the new maid. Ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But let's talk about the PS4 Pro. So apparently, Kat got her tax refund in. About $500 is what they're saying on Twitter. And she decided to buy a brand new PS4 Pro as well as a couple of games. I don't know if Phil's going to use it or not. I'm not sure. We don't know enough about Kat, whether she's a console gamer or not. We just know that she really enjoys Overwatch, so much so that she's playing it till 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. And she prefers to play it on PC. So for her to jump into the console war, into the console gaming, seems a bit, I mean, I guess it doesn't seem odd. Maybe instead of Phil being able to throw up the money to get another lemon of a gaming rig, she decided, hey, I'll come down and play on PS4 with him. So maybe that's how they'll do cooperative gameplay. She'll be in one room, he'll be in another. We'll see how that works out. At least somebody in that relationship is trying to do something to spend more time with each other, bonding, whatever you want to call it. Should be interesting nonetheless. Ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News, always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. You guys know the slogan. It's time to watch me work. See if this is going to be any good. Matter of fact, she only made $500 on her tax return. How much did she make for the year? Oh boy. Whoa, Jesus.
Sound good?
Sounds great.
Definitely as a person, I've grown, I've changed, I've become way more mature, that's for sure.
Really?
So I'm going to be doing a fundraiser stream on Wednesday. We're primarily, I'll be playing probably PUBG, maybe a couple other things if people are so tired of PUBG, they want to see other stuff. I'll leave it open to what people want, but, what you're going to see is the stream, how I run the stream stats whenever I do multiplayer games, with top tier, top tip and stuff like that, running subs total. I'm going to have that going. There are people on Twitch who have things set up so that while they're live streaming and someone becomes a paid subscriber and or donates, which I disagree with.
Now, what you're going to hear a little bit of back and forth between Phil when he was playing Spider-Man. I don't know if that was Shattered Dimension, but this was an old playthrough from back in the day. And so when you hear him talking negatively about streaming and about Twitch, that's what it is. And like I said, that's old too. That must have been at least 5 or 6 years ago when he did that. And it's funny how I really want you to pay attention to it, because you're hearing somebody bashing certain tactics or, certain ways that streamers do things, and yet he came around full circle and did the exact same thing, which is something that Phil does for everything. Every time something new is going on YouTube, he bashes it. Oh, I don't see the need to do that. Oh, I want to stay authentic. This is how I became popular on YouTube. I don't see the need to do that. This, that, and the third. Then when he starts to fail, he eventually goes to it. And then he talks about, oh yeah, I had to take up this new method of streaming. I had to get used to this modern age of gaming, so on and so forth. And he tries to spin it to make it seem like, he was embracing this new culture. Like, that's what he makes it sound like. Like, this is like he's being cultured in some way. Like, this new thing he's being introduced to, and he's trying to be positive about it when a year or two before he bashed it. So that's what that. So when you hear some of this back and forth, that's what it is.
People setting up PayPal links to donate.
You always had a PayPal link, if I remember correctly, all the way to your original channel, if I remember correctly.
But that's just me. That all of a sudden, a new subscriber.
Oh no, I guess it was just called. I guess it was just the. It was the first Amazing Spider-Man game. Sorry, guys.
The entire stream gets some kind of an audio cue saying there's a new subscriber. Everything stops. Everything comes to a grinding halt. And they, so-and-so, thank you for becoming a new subscriber. And some streamers have some catchphrase. If I could get down on my hands and knees and say thank you and still be on camera, I would do it. Okay? I seriously would do it.
It's kind of funny, actually, if you think about it, because he became the very thing he hates. And that right there, I think, sums up Philip Burnell. Dspgaming, Darkside Phil. He talks about having all this honor and having a code and this, that, and the third. And he breaks it all the time, all for the pursuit of money. And that right there is what he has to live with. More than anything else.
Thank you very, 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 very much. Thanks for joining this or that, or blah, blah, blah. They say something stupid when someone becomes a paid subscriber. Woo-hoo. All during Wednesday's stream coming up, okay? FYI.
So someone contacted me, and they said, Phil, I've been hearing your woes recently in regards to your television. And, I know that you have an old TV, and I would like to possibly, actually maybe donate a new TV to you if you have an idea of a model that you would like or whatever.
Oh my God!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
What the shit?
And basically I told the guy, this is God's honest truth, I said, listen, I really appreciate your offer, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more concerned right now about being able to pay my taxes and...
So there you go. Let me just stop it right there. Actually, I'll bring it back for you guys just because I'm surprised that he turned down a free television. That shocks me. But he wants the money because he'll go out and buy the TV that he wants because he'll try to get it for the cheapest amount possible. You know what I mean? Instead of you spending your money to get me that TV, you just send me the money and whatnot, and I'll tell you that I'm going to get the TV, but then I have this thing with my house, and I had to send it to that. And then somebody else can give me money for another TV. You see how the con works? I'm really shocked that he turned down getting a free television. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, it wasn't just a free television. It was a free television of his choice. And he still turned it down. Because he's just too damn greedy at that point. It'd be easy to say, oh, well, come on, GTG. He was being honorable about it. He refused a free television. You know what I mean? That's true. But then in the same breath, he said he wanted the money. He wanted the money. That's the only reason why he turned down the television. Let's play it back.
Okay. FYI.
So someone contacted me, and they said, Phil, I've been hearing your woes recently in regards to your television. And, I know that you have an old TV, and I would like to possibly, actually maybe donate a new TV to you if you have an idea of a model that you would like or whatever.
Oh my God!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa!
Listen to all that fake hype.
What the shit?
And basically I told the guy, this is God's honest truth, I said, listen, I really appreciate your offer, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm more concerned right now about being able to pay my taxes and stay where I am. You know what I mean?
What?
Like, it's nice of you to step up and offer to possibly donate a television. Now, keep in mind, you never know when people do stuff like this. Is it legit or not? You don't know. Although, I'll be honest, a lot of people have been very, very generous to me in the last year.
Okay, so on top of the fact that he wanted the money, he also clams back up into his shell and was like, oh, well, I don't want you to take advantage of me. Phil, we all have your address. We all have it. You know what I mean? I'm sure there's screenshots. Actually, I know. The screenshots of your front door. Dude, it's... Come on, Phil, it's a free television, bruh. I mean, I'm not saying that someone wouldn't go ahead and buy a new TV, empty out the box, and put certain things in it to make it, simulate its weight and then ship it to you. I'm not saying that they would do that. Then again, I can't necessarily say they wouldn't do that either. Don't do that, by the way. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. Keep the box or something else. Something useful.
I've had a big, positive feeling around streaming and everything, so more than likely this was legit. I would say this probably was legit, okay?
Oh, so when they're not throwing the N-word around in the chat, that's when it's all positive? That's another thing too, right? Well, here, we'll get into that, because I'm sure he's going to bring it up in a minute, because Twitch's new rules, there's like an active bet going on right now on how long he's going to last with that. Because he thinks he's in the clear, but he's not. And I'll explain as we go on.
And so this, I said to the guy, I would feel, not only would I feel bad, I would feel very irresponsible.
Irresponsible. That's cute.
You have to be brain dead fucking stupid to believe that.
Accepting a television donation, what if I can't pay my taxes and by the end of this year I have to sell my house and move? What's the point of getting a new TV if you have to sell your house? You see what I'm saying?
I thought you said that you have the back taxes thing under control. Now all of a sudden you're going to have to sell your house and leave again? He doesn't even bring up the condo in Connecticut anymore. Barely. So we're going back to that now. I think his desperation's kicked in a little too soon. But, I mean, you got the new maid there. Unless her job isn't real. And she's really just going to focus on being a full-time streamer. Which is one of the active debates right now. Which is what, they think is possible. Also, another thing, ladies and gentlemen, that I wanted to bring up, that I didn't bring up in a previous video. If everything was an experiment, the whole YouTube thing was an experiment, Twitch was an experiment, and Twitter was just an experiment, why didn't she take any of that stuff down? They're all up, and there's no activity on her Twitch or on her Twitter, but YouTube's still there, her videos are still up, and people are watching them. Matter of fact, I need to find that one part where she said that she hadn't had any action in a while. Snort Burnell has it clipped, but I need to actually find that video and actually clip that myself. Yeah. But anyway, so, I mean, seriously. Like, why are all those things still there? Why don't she just take all that stuff down? And if she is playing Overwatch, until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, she might as well be streaming. I'm just saying, she might as well stream it. Whether she's good or not, I mean, it'll bring attention. People will watch. Just saying. Couldn't hurt. Especially at late night. You'd be surprised how many Twitch streamers who stream Overwatch late and pull in tens of, couple of thousand people. She could pull 2,000 or 3,000 people, I think, if she does it consistently. Just saying, hashtag save the house.
So I told the guy, I said, listen, if you really are, caring about me and you want to see me continue to do this and everything, I appreciate the fact that you want to try to upgrade my equipment, but I don't think that's the beneficial thing right now. The beneficial thing would be, through other means. So if you want to pledge to my Patreon, whatever you may have contributed for a television or...
Question, was it a beneficial thing when you bought those Astro, I don't know if they were the Astro 840s, I can't remember, but when he bought those Astros and then someone donated the customizable set that went with them, was that necessary? I'm just saying, we're turning down a television here of your choice. Ladies and gentlemen, let's emphasize that. Someone's offering to buy him a brand new television of his choice, but he wants to turn that down because he'd rather have the money. And he said because, he feels bad. So you feel bad that someone would go out and buy a brand new television for you, but you don't feel no shame about him giving you money on Patreon or donating. Okay. Whatever.
If you want to, tip me or cheer on a stream or whatever, I told him I got a fundraising stream coming up next week.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
Sure do.
It's a scam. It's greed. It's greed. Greed is massively strong.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking self-control.
Sure.
That would be the time, but listen, please, do not just send me stuff. Do not, buy me stuff. I'm trying to do the responsible thing. Okay, the responsible thing.
You mean going out and getting a job? And doing the YouTube thing on the side? You mean going downstairs and actually helping Kat cook and clean? Being responsible for what is your house? Oh, I don't know. Maybe treating the people that are on your streams and in your chat like decent fucking human beings? Instead of just shitting on them every minute of the day? I mean, those are some responsible things. Just saying. Oh, I don't know. How about maybe giving freedom of speech back to the people on your YouTube channel? You know, the people that on Dspgaming. You know, those people who have been with you for the long haul, and you don't want to abandon them. How about them? Just asking. DSP News.
Thing here is, I need to pay the taxes so I can stay here and live here. You know, my girlfriend just moved in. We gotta focus on the good stuff, the important stuff, right? It's not so important that I reduce the input lag on my TV. It is pretty important that I keep my house.
That's your fault. You created the monster.
Uh-huh.
You unleashed the monster.
Yep.
And now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control.
Sure did.
Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
Nothing I can do.
It's getting worse and worse. Shout out.
Shout outs.
Critical for Days did a cheer. It said, see that the terms of service of Twitch are going to change in March, which is funny. They were supposed to already change, but apparently Twitch pushed it back for whatever reason. I don't know why. I hope the trolls won't use that against you if they even could in the first place. I don't see how they could, because the terms of service are basically, number one, no hateful content. And if you actually watch my stuff, maybe every once in a while I'll make a silly joke about race or something like that. But for the most part, if you watch my content, you're going to see it's not hateful at all.
That's 100% a lie.
It sure is.
You know, maybe every once in a while I'll get overexcited in a fighting game or something. But never do I go on hateful tirades. Never you hear me, constantly saying ridiculous, bigoted things. And that's really what they're trying to clamp down on.
No, it's not just that, Phil. It's also what's in the chat, too. You might want to look at the terms a little bit closer, because your chat is part of your stream. So, for example, like, you know how people used to do, actually some of them still do, like, where you see, like, the Nazi propaganda, where you see, like, Hitler's face in the chat, or swastikas, or fucking KKK and all that bullshit. I'm sure some of that is going to apply. But here's the thing about Phil. Phil says that there's nothing hateful in his chat at all. It's funny how, and Almighty Tevin pointed this out, how you'll get fucking banned, or timed out even, for saying gout. But you won't get timed out for saying the N-word. Or any other racist epithet of your choice. How does that work? And see, that will be used against him. And he thinks it won't, because he's going to say, oh, my mods might have missed it, this, that, and the third. You go in there, I'm not saying that it happens every stream either, because it doesn't. That would be, well, it might. I don't know. I would say, honestly, it probably doesn't happen every stream, but it happens most streams. He gets caught up on that bullshit, and he gets enough people that will, well, not even enough people. If there are enough valid reports on him, Twitch will have to say something to him. They can't just let that shit slide. It's very obvious because Twitch are clamping down on people with music too, on certain copyrighted stuff. I got a friend of mine who usually plays music while he plays Overwatch. Not censored, but they kind of like muted muted the sound on his video or on his stream recently because of alleged copyrighted stuff. Well, I mean, it wasn't alleged, it was copyrighted, but it is what it is. They're starting to clamp down in a pretty heavy way on people. Phil can say whatever he wants and so on and so forth, but more than likely his fan base is what's going to get him hung up on Twitch and whatnot. He'll let something slip, especially with that with 30th anniversary of Street Fighter comes out in May, I believe, because I'm getting it. It comes out in May. You'll see what's going to pop off when that happens, because he gets salty, and he gets salty fast. And a lot of the stuff that he does, he's not going to get away with. They're just not going to let it happen. But we'll see. We'll see.
They're trying to clamp down on people that are just regularly doing ridiculously extreme things on stream in order to get attention. All right, that's the first major change that they're instituting. And the second is, basically, girls, I hate to say it, but girls who take advantage of their bodies and show off their bodies on stream, having their boobs hanging out.
They won't stop that. They won't stop it completely, I should say, because sex sells. And more importantly, they'll just figure out a way around it. They did the first time, because I'm not sure if you guys, this wasn't long ago, it's only like 2 years ago, maybe 3. You had chicks that used to stream in bikinis and shit like that, all kinds of just yummy stuff. And they clamped down on that, after a little while, I should say, they clamped down on that. Not just for women, but for men also. And guess what? A lot of those people just found a way around it. You know what I mean? You go on Twitch late night, in real life, you find some savage shit up there. Savage. Just unbelievable stuff. So, yeah, they'll try to clamp down on it, but they'll find a workaround. They always do. They always do. So, and here's the funny part, and the part that I really want to emphasize. Phil thinks that if the booby streamers, as they used to call them, gets clamped down, it'll somehow benefit everybody else, including himself. It won't. It won't. You know what I mean? When Pink Sparkles, I think her name is, and her savageness, when she initially got taken off Twitch, I think she went to Hitbox. Most people just followed her to Hitbox. And then when she came back to Twitch, when Twitch basically took her off that ban, they just followed her right back. No different. You know what I mean? If some of these people have to put their Twitch channels in hiatus for a minute and jump to another platform for a little while, and then come back, they will. Or they'll just find a way around it. It's just the way it goes.
During a stream, you know.
I know you're only here for the titties, so since you can't see my titties anymore, I know I'm going to probably, lose probably about half my viewership. Sorry, guys, no more tits.
Having incredibly skin-tight spandex clothing. You can see their nipples coming through. And basically everything to get money from horny guys who can't help themselves because they have no self-control. And
I have no fucking self-control. Pretty pathetic.
This is coming from the guy who jerked off on stream. Twice, allegedly.
Just throw money at a girl who's half naked on stream just because it's a half naked girl.
Well, jerked off on stream once, and then the audio on a second one, allegedly. So funny.
Not even because she's a gamer or nothing. And apparently, from what I understand, I heard this from one of my viewers yesterday. There's a few girls who have primarily made their living on Twitch doing this, and now
there are plenty of people. There's plenty of women, I should say, who did very well for themselves off Twitch. I mean, not just a few, plenty. Some of them still are. They'll work their way around it. At the end of the day, they'll work their way around it. It is what it is. And that in Twitch and even still, there are people within Twitch that will still be lenient to certain people. Because guess what? They bring in a lot of traffic. Just like Logan Paul, like the Paul brothers. Even if they're demonetized now, it's not permanent because they bring in money. They bring in viewership. It's how the world works.
They're desperately changing. They're desperately trying to change their streams and their content to actually be like gamers. Even though they've never really legitimately done that on stream, they're now trying to change their content to be what would be in line with the new terms of service. And apparently it's hilarious.
Hilarious, huh? Because they're trying? Because they're trying to put forth some effort? Yeah, I guess they are idiots, aren't they, Phil? They can just sit back and be authentic, raw, and honest, and just flounder, and just ask their fan base to give them money to help them live, and save the house, and pay for the girlfriend to get moved in, and whatever else that comes about.
Like, some of them are so bad at games that to watch them wear, like, a regular shirt and play a game, everyone's like, this is boring as hell, and they're leaving. It's like, well, how long did you expect this gravy train to continue? You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty ridiculous. But, yep.
Here's the funny part about that. You could have said the same thing about Phil when it comes to YouTube. Yet again, and I would assume, though, unlike Phil, they've actually saved some of their money. They're not broke. Where Phil is literally living hand to mouth. They actually put some money away for a rainy day. Because you never know. You never know. Is Phil doing that now? No. He's saying everything goes to the bills. Not even trying to put a little bit away. Not trying to put a little bit to the side. He's not even trying to give himself some wiggle room. Whatever.
Yeah, Twitch is not going to allow that anymore. So it's going to say goodbye to the girls who only get money on Twitch because they show off their bodies. Oh well. But those are the two major changes, right? Certainly, I'm not going to be affected by the second one. I mean, I'm pretty sure that people don't know me as a sexual streamer.
And then the girl comes out with this giant King Kong strap on. All right, baby, you approved it. Let's do it. Uh-oh. Wait, I meant for you. Oh!
The only one that maybe could be spun every once in a while if someone tries to take something that I say on stream completely out of context. Then they could try, Phil said something hateful on stream or whatever. But anyone who regularly watches my stuff knows that's not the case. That I'm not one of these extremist streamers who
regularly swears, regularly says these ridiculous things. Bumblefucks. Fucking idiots. They're dumb fucks. Fuck you. They're morons. They're mouth-drooling morons. I'm gonna pull out my ASCII code e-penis and slap them across the face. You think I'm the villain? Go fuck yourself. It sounded...
Yeah, Phil's doing a real good job with this. This is gonna be great. This is going to be great.
When you have it in your face, in your fucking face evidence of something that you would rather ignore it and live in ignorance to stay with the hype and the positivity of false bullshit because you want to live as an ignorant person. I'm sorry, that's bad. You can't go through life being ignorant. They say ignorance is bliss. I guess it is. But you can't go through life like that, man. You can't.
To get a rise and to get controversial attention on Twitch. Every once in a while, maybe I'll get a moment of rage or whatever, but it's just like a normal human reaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but Twitch isn't going to hear that, though. Twitch isn't going to... It's going to turn this... I mean, is he going to make the mistake that he did with, like, Blip TV? No. That... Even I can say that Phil won't do something that stupid. But will he do something dumb? Will he have an outburst and then try to go into damage control and it'll be too late? Probably. And whatnot. And here's the thing. When he does something stupid, if you're smart, don't sit there and react to it right away. Just grab the clip, put it in a folder, and wait. And let that folder accumulate. Make sure you have dates, make sure you have times, and let it accumulate. And then once you feel like you have enough evidence, then send it. Am I telling you to do this? No. I'm just saying if you're smart, do it that way. Don't just send them 1 or 2 clips and be like, oh, this is what he did. Unless it's just him going off at anybody and everybody who's not his skin color, or if he's just saying just blatantly sexist shit, or if he's just blatantly saying just absolutely horrifying toxic shit, which he does on the regular. But unless it's just over the top, just nonsense, just save it in a folder and just let it accumulate. Don't sit there and just spam it off the Twitch. You're not going to get anywhere like that. Because eventually they'll just grow numb to it. You know what I mean? You have to hit them with the gusto. Don't sit there and don't be like Phil and just try to reach out for every little penny that you can get. You know what I'm saying? Go after dollars because it only makes sense. DSP News.
And I think the reason Twitch is doing it is because they really want to bring the advertisers over to Twitch. Since YouTube has lost a big chunk of the advertisement on their website, Twitch is feeling this is our opportunity to lasso those advertisers in and say, look, we don't do the kind of garbage content that YouTube does. This is the place to be. We're seeing exponential growth and profit while YouTube has never turned a profit and everyone is leaving them in droves because everyone hates the website. I think that's what Twitch is trying to do. Okay? So I'm pretty sure that it's not going to matter. Like, what could they possibly do in regards to my content, Right now, I'll tell you right now, guys, people try to do this all the time. They try to take a clip out of context or whatever, and they try to get me in trouble. So far, zero, zilch. Never have I ever gotten in trouble for anything on Twitch. Twitch does not, think that anything I've done has ever been in violation of their rules. I think the one exception was at one point, like a year and a half ago, if not longer. They actually reached out to me to say, here's how you should talk about bits. Don't talk about bits in this way. Talk about bits in this way. If you're gonna
Now, that's where I think he might actually get into some problems. When it comes to this whole fundraiser thing that he's doing, I know there's been plenty of people, Doom in my comment section as well as others, have talked about, somewhere down the line it has to be a violation of Twitch's terms of service. I haven't seen much recently, but that's what might eventually get him in trouble with these consistent, especially if he does fundraisers more than a couple of times a year, which he will, and doing these Twitch sub fundraising drives or whatever. Those are things that could possibly get him in trouble. But you kind of have to wait and see on that. I don't know enough about Twitch's terms of service to actually get into it, and I haven't even streamed yet on my channel. So, oh my gosh, I made a channel and I just haven't streamed on it yet. Maybe I'll just stream on YouTube first before I even go over to Twitch. But if I ever get around to doing that, probably won't. But yeah, so that's where I think he's really going to get in trouble, if nothing else. But yet again, time will tell. Don't worry about it. At the end of the day, Phil will hang himself. It's what he's good at. At the end of the day, all he's good for is stretching his own neck. So trust me, he'll do himself in. Just give him time. That's what I've always said on this channel. Give Phil time. He'll screw himself over. It's all he knows how to do. DSP News.
To do it. And I was like, oh, okay. And ever since then I did, and I've never had a problem with Twitch ever again. So, Twitch has been really nice to me.
Twitch loves me and my streams. Twitch is the future.
And, I really like the business. They've been, boy, have they changed for the positive, let me tell you. since I used to be on Twitch back in like 2013, 2014 to now, the change I've seen in the attitude of Twitch and just the way the business has evolved has been pretty impressive. So I think I'm the good. I don't see.
And yet you still can't grow on their platform. It seems odd. You know what I mean? It seems odd that you cannot, that everything is going so well with Twitch, and yet you just can't seem to get a foothold in and hold it. You can't even hold ground. You know what I mean? You're constantly backpedaling. And, you know, I'm glad you're smart enough to know that you can't blame Twitch for it because you're depending on them. But, you know, at the end of the day, Twitch can only take you so far. You yourself have to do something. And you're just too lazy to do anything. And how long are you going to do this for, Phil? How long is this going to work?
You know, anything happening to me as a result of these, terms of service changes at all. Infinite just did a small cheer and said, why did you go to, I guess a good RPG asked, why did I go to GameStop? Because Kat just got her tax refund and has been saving up. She wanted to get a PlayStation 4 Pro.
This guy has, like, no social skills whatsoever.
She used to have a PS4, but when she moved across the country, she did not take it with her because it was very old and actually was starting to have problems. Like, at one point, the PS4, was, freezing and having issues, and she didn't know what to do about it. And she was like, oh, wait a minute, I'm going to move across the country instead of bringing this old PS4.
Actually, Snort brings up yet again another good point. You moved her over here. We assume you paid for that. You bought her brand new clothes, a new cell phone. You bought her all these things. But all of a sudden, she has money from her tax refund for a PS4 Pro. Who really paid for that? I'm just saying, like, who was it that really paid for that PS4 Pro, Phil?
That's probably busted anyway with me. I'm just gonna get a new one when I move across the country.
Because essentially what he did is he moved this girl in with what she had, and basically allowed her to start completely from scratch. Who funded all that? You know what I'm saying? And then it's funny that he does all that. We see at least a picture. If I can find him, I'll put in the video. Picture of the dinner that she made the first night she was there, or the second night she was there, I guess. Raisin bread, some coffee, and we haven't really gotten a peep out of her since. So it makes you wonder, where is she exactly? What's the deal with that? Now, someone in my comment section, if I remember correctly, said that he might have really have actually hired a maid, and that's what she really is. I don't know for sure, but I thought it was a pretty funny comment, though. Shouts out to you for that. That was pretty good. But, yeah, Phil, things have been really quiet lately, and when I haven't jumped on Twitter in a couple of days, but we'll get up there and see what's going on. If I find anything, it'll be in the video. You guys would have seen it up to this point. But, where's she at? Where's Kat? Is she doing okay? She doing all right? Is she out there working in Panda's old garden? She gonna go ahead and grow some vegetables and stuff? Some herbs and spices for the cooking show? Something? Anything? Yeah, we'll see.
So, she got her tax return today, and we went over there. We picked up a PS4 Pro, and she grabbed a couple of games.
Hold up. Another thing, too. And I don't want to sound like a jerk with this. If that's her tax money, she can do what she wants. Phil, aren't you supposed to be trying to save the house? Like, you just said that you denied the television because you needed money for the house. So, I mean, I'm just saying, she's in the house, she cleans it, she takes care of it, essentially. I don't know if she's gone outside and painted yet, but, it's I'm sure it's on her list of things to do. But, don't you think that she would contribute to the house if that was the case? Or, yet again, does that go back to the argument that you're the one who actually paid for that PS4 Pro? And if so, why didn't you just buy one for yourself too? Hey, you didn't actually have to tell us that. You could have just been like, hey, I bought her a PS4 Pro, something, you know what I'm saying? And, if someone acted as, well, hey, Phil, the quality has gotten better on YouTube. What's going on, man? Yada, yada, yada. Hey, come up with whatever bullshit excuse you feel like coming up with. And then you could say that, you're just borrowing hers. Come on, Phil, you know how to lie. You don't know how to do it well, but you know how to lie. Make up something.
Use games, and, right now she's messing with it. We just hooked it up and it got set up, and she's signing up for everything, and getting all the day one updates and everything done, and she might even start playing games tonight. I don't know. And yes, she did get the white PS4 Pro. That is correct, Paddington Bear. They called it Glacier White. She got Glacier White. There you go.
And no, I'm not going to use it because it's not mine. It's not my PS4. Hold.
So we don't. So yeah, like sharing's not caring. Ain't no fun if the homies don't get none. She couldn't let you. I mean, she's primarily a PC gamer anyway. She's not gonna let you play on her PS4 Pro. Not gonna play on her account. All right, just thought I'd ask.
Holy crap. Ladies and gentlemen, some idiot in the stream chat just tipped me $100. Holy crap, dude. Thank you very much.
Wow.
Let's update that now. You fell for it. Congrats. You fell for the marketing scheme. I don't have a marketing scheme. I never have. I just play games. I'm here to play games and have fun. I'm not here to be a whore.
Wow.
Alright? I'm not here to beg you for money.
Really?
I'm not going to sit here and beg you for fucking money.
You're not?
I'm not going to stop playing a game and have everything come to a grinding halt to say, oh, gee, thanks, Jose Cuervo 527. It's preposterous.
Wow.
Again, think about the kind of person who would stop what they're doing completely and totally ruin their content of whatever they're doing in the moment.
Oh man.
To just call out to someone who sent them a buck. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Wow, thanks for a dollar. You know what? You know what these are?
Somebody, this Snort Burnell video in particular, someone should send this to Phil just so he can hear himself talk. Just so he can hear how much of a hypocrite he is. That's a damn shame. And yet again, this is why Phil needs the detractors. That's why this is not just why Phil needs the detractors, but his community needs the detractors. Because, like I said, they're the living historians of his shit. They're the ones who keep his stuff intact. Listen to this. This is Phil saying this years ago. And look at him. He's come full circle. He does everything that he says that he wouldn't. He's become what he hates. It's absolutely amazing.
People should say, instead of the stupid sound effects they play on their streams or stopping and saying a phrase, here's what they should say. Gee, thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots
Jesus.
who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it.
Tell us how you really feel.
Thanks.
Shit. Damn, Phil.
Wow. Thanks for the money, dummy. That's what you should just play.
Yeah. Guess so.
Because that's basically what they're saying.
Wow.
Gee, thanks for getting your stupid name grab, you moron. Thanks for the dumb money. You know, instead of watching to play the game or for the content that I'm giving you, instead you're doing it to get a stupid shout out. Thanks for the money, dummies.
Wow.
What pasta do you prefer?
And there you go, ladies and gentlemen. More of Phil talking out of his ass and it coming back to bite him in some way. Like I said, at the end of the day, besides LG TVs, of course, Phil is his greatest detractor. He is the gift that keeps on giving. And if you guys are paying attention to the detractor community, you see that it's growing. You see a lot of the channels are growing very well. You know what I mean? And on Twitter, there's a lot of... It's just a good time to be a detractor, I guess. Or be a Padawan. It's just a good time to kind of be involved in the detractor community. It's a joyous occasion. And Phil, I mean, if I was you, Phil, you better be smart about Twitch, man. Because if not, you have to go back to YouTube. Please believe. Because you're not gonna... let's be honest, Phil, you're never... Who's the top man on Twitch right now? I mean, there's a bunch of really heavy hitters out there, but... I mean, maybe... What's his Dr. Disrespect after he made his triumphant return? You're not beating him. You're never going to even make it up to where he's at. So you might want to leave that alone. Speaking of which, sorry I forgot your name, my dude. But you had left in, you had sent me a message and asked me about the Dr. Disrespect thing. My personal opinion was it was a publicity stunt. Maybe in the beginning of another video, I'll talk about it further if you want. But I think it was a publicity stunt. I think the guy was burnt out a little bit and he needed some time to kind of get his head together. He was gone for what, 7 weeks, 2 months, give or take. I think he just needed some time off. And I think the way he played it worked out because it gave him a lot of attention. Now, granted, it's risky by saying that, hey, I cheated on my wife. That's a harsh one to go for just to get some time off. But then again, people have done worse, to be honest. And I say that to say this. Think about Markiplier, for example, and And when he wanted some time off from YouTube, and he got bashed for it, being like, "Oh, you just play games. What do you need time off for?" They shitted him up. They shitted on him heavy, as well as some of the other guys who said they needed breaks. For him to say that, you know, I messed up, cheated on my wife, yada yada yada, and then take a break for 2 months, come back strong. He came back real strong, and he's incorporated his wife into his thing now, into his repertoire, into his routine, I should say. It's only going to make him more money. And if you watch him on the regular, you see it. So those are my specific thoughts about Dr. Disrespect. I watch him, so you know, whatever. But that's what I think. I think it was a publicity stunt. It was pretty well done, to be honest with you. And like I said, I might go into it further in another video, but that's what my particular thought is. Wow, kids out here wilding. All right, guys. Thank you very much for listening. And ladies and gentlemen, this is DSP News. Always late, never breaking, unreliable coverage that you can't count on. A GTG Network and Productions. Take care of yourselves. This is GTG signing off. End of broadcast. This idiot. I ain't gonna turn down a free television. Boy, you better take the television and take whatever money they bring to you after that. Shit. Greedy bastard.